Hello and welcome to Robin Hill Country Park, which is another theme park in the Isle of Wight. And there's a few rides here. The main one I'm looking forward to is the toboggan run. But I've got two parks today, Robin Hill this morning and then Black Gang Chine this evening. And I'm really looking forward to Black Gang Chine. All the walkthroughs, there's 4 rides there. I'm liking the sort of jungle drums music playing at the entrance. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting in and getting on some of the rides they've got here. It is more of a country park. I suppose it's similar to Wicksteed Park, really, is what I'm thinking. It's just less rides, but there's a few gardens to look at, and then there's a few rides here. Cable-driven lift up as well. Yeah, it's not quite steep though. Now I'll put this vlog from Robin Hill Country Park. It's only really a short one. There's sort of 4 rides here, and the toboggan's by far my favourite. It was really fun. I enjoyed that a lot more than I was expecting to. Oh yeah, there's 5 rides because there's a 4D cinema. Yeah, the 4D cinema is pretty good. Obviously, I didn't review that at the time because you can't film in there. But there's quite a bit of movement with it because it's like an actual whole car that moves, and it goes quite steep at certain points. The storyline, we've got the Moon Thunder, because obviously as you go into there, there's like all reels on the wall in different colours, and there's a screen that shows you the different films, and I got Moon Thunder, which is like a space themed one. Yeah, you've got an astronaut that lands on the moon. You've got sort of a moon with like a satellite flying in front, and all these sort of asteroids, because it shows you the first part on the screen and then it kind of continues on. I'm sort of in the waiting room because I had to wait a long time because the films must be quite long in there. Obviously when you're in there it doesn't feel like it goes on, but when you're just sort of waiting, watching sort of trailers for films almost, it does go on for a while. But yeah, and you've kind of got like in a little pod flying through the rocks, and you've got a few explosions where the actual car like vibrates a little bit, and then you've got sort of going up like these conveyor belts with like moon rocks on, and then you get to a rocket at the end and you take off of the moon. So it doesn't feel like the longest film, but then obviously when you're waiting, and there's not really much to look at in the waiting room, but it was a good actual 4D film, and I'm quite impressed by the amount it moved as well, with the actual motion simulator. So it's quite good. And then you got the tractor ride, which was quite a long ride. I'm surprised it actually stopped at like the middle station, well the bottom station twice. That's where the toboggan is, because you kind of got this front bit where it's like covered in all the trees surrounding you, and then the back and the bottom bit where it's all kind of one big open plaza where the toboggan run is, and the ripple, which was a little waterbed really, and when you people walking around, it just create a bit of a wave on there you can lie down on. So yeah, it was that was good. The tractor ride, and it's a long ride around, and you can see all through the trees and through the different areas, and there's a little garden you go through. Then you got the cows express train, which is the little kids train ride, and just down at the ride section of the park. There's not too many rides. That's like well, it's a pretty similar ride system to Destination Z that I went on a few days ago actually, but it's just obviously an outdoor one. It's got its own soundtrack, and there's like different cows with different cow puns as well, which is quite funny. It's basically a kids train ride, but the theming on there is pretty good with the train station as well. It's a bit of a joke sort of ride, but it's I quite enjoyed it actually, and it's a long ride. It doesn't look it, but because it's quite compact, but it's a long ride, especially because it's got the little crossing section as well. And then we've got the big sort of like walkway area almost, where it's kind of above all the trees, and you've got like the tubes you can go through and all the nets, so that was quite fun. I didn't spend too long here. It's a lot like Wheelgate really, where there's not too many rides, but the sort of front area is quite a bit like Wicksteed. I was surprised it's quite different to Wicksteed, but it's also got some similar elements as well, like the walkways. It's just that this one's a bit longer, but yeah, it's a really good park. I'm definitely looking forward to Black Gang China later. That's their sister park, and they do like a combi ticket for the two, which is going to be good. They've got sort of 4 rides, and one of those is an inverting ride. It's a gyro spring. It's the same model by Zamperla as the one at Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach, and that I'd say currently stands as my favourite flat ride in the UK. So I'm really looking forward to that. I did get some merch. I got a fridge magnet, the squawk bird, which is kind of the mascot for the park. It's like the peacock on the logo. And I did pick up a map as well to add to my wall as well, because obviously there's no on-ride photos here because it's a small park, but you can pick up some maps, so I can a map from here, so that's what I'm going to add to my wall. So it's been a nice smaller park, Not really a full day park. I suppose if you're looking through the gardens, really, then it probably is a full day park. But if you're coming for the rides and you maybe have a little walk through the sort of play area and in the trees, it is kind of a a half day park if that's all you're coming for, really. Blackgang Chine, however, there's a lot there. There's a lot of different themed walkthroughs, some theming. It looks really well themed, actually. There's another dinosaur themed area which has got a couple of rides in and a whole walkthrough. There's various animatronics. I'm really looking forward to Blackgang Chine, so that's going to be my next video. But that wraps up this vlog from Robin Hill. It's a nice smaller park, and it's worth visiting on the Isle of Wight. Especially for the toboggan run as well, because they're quite unique. That was the first one I've done, and you don't see them that often.